Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock Doc podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. Doctor by day, podcaster by night. What a life, man, what a life. Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith. He's got a great life.
Yes.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock Doc podcast, where we discuss fitness and health and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, Dr. LondonSmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as meiotic non-disjunction and holiday shopping, so I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
And Dr. London, don't forget, we actually have a very, very, very special sponsor today. This episode is sponsored by, I think one of the most revolutionary companies around.
Okay.
I look at some of the stuff they're describing, and it seems pretty cool. This is a new app. It's called Give Me Your Lifer.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard of this.
It's basically Airbnb, but it's for someone's whole life, Dr. London. And as a sponsor on this show, we're doing a promo where someone is going to be able to rent your life, Dr. London. So that's your job, your friends, your family, all of that stuff. You just rent it for, like $200 a night. Yeah. And yeah, Dr. London, we've put our listeners can win a chance to be Dr. London for like a year or two.
So that seems like a long time and a lot of.
Well, that's what this is supposed to be like a special. This is like a special prize for one of our listeners
because for a whole year. So I've got a lot of
year or two, yeah.
Patience. Well, okay. So for most sweepstakes.
Well, if you have a lot of patience, then waiting around for 2 years as someone takes your life should be fine because you're such a patient guy.
Okay, well, I guess that does bring about the question, what am I doing while they take over my life?
You are sitting, you're going to be at home.
But they're going to be at my home.
So really just anything, yeah, but you're going to be in more like the attic space, crawl space or whatever. But you could do whatever you want up there.
Can I go to their house?
And it's still in your home. You're making it sound like it's not in your home just because you're locked in the attic.
Well, can I go to their house instead and we switch lives?
No, absolutely not. Well, most of our listeners, don't have homes. You know that. So you're being elitist.
Yeah,
little.
I'm sorry. That's on me. That's my privilege showing.
This is a guest in your house that you're not going to meet because you're going to be locked in the attic.
Okay.
But they take over your life.
Yes.
They have all the same favorite foods as you. They're married to your wife. Your siblings are now their siblings.
Yes.
And they get to live your life and just for a couple $100.
Well, in my case, it's going to be for free and for
it's free because it's a prize. Yeah. But just in general, Give Me Your Lifer allows you to anyone who's put themselves up on this service, you get to rent their life for a night or a week or a year or however long.
Okay. So like on mine, I'm not sure about all of that, but for
do you want to tell our listener who might become you what they might expect?
Yeah, so I guess so Mondays we go to the clinic and you want to be there. It's usually 7 a.m. to catch up on notes and to sort of look over the charts for the day to come.
And what about do you get cold easily, or are you like a warm temperatured guy?
That's why we wear the white coats in medicine. We are chilly.
It's because you're always so cold.
Yes. Yeah. So and that's something that is that comes with the territory. Obviously, everyone who works in medicine at this level is going to be chilly, and so you'll be wearing a coat.
Course.
Besides that, okay, so you want my very specific preferences because once 8 a.m. hits, you got to start seeing patients, and you're gonna.
Yeah, just even just basic things like what do your hands feel like?
Yeah, they're kind of cold sometimes because they aren't actually covered by the jacket, the lab coat. So that's
because that's what this person who's renting your life, that's what they're going to be feeling.
Yeah.
Dr. London, is like what you feel, your skin.
In terms of diet, I have a lot of sandwiches. I eat sandwiches a lot.
Yes.
I'd like to eat more. I'd like some variety though, so that's something that they can have is the desire for more variety. But I get kind of just caught up in the grind. Once again, I'm working so much.
Yeah, and you, of course, while they're doing all of this, you will be giving this up. Of course, you won't be eating sandwiches and stuff during these year or 2 or 3 or whatever while you're in the attic. Because that's theirs now.
What am I eating then?
Oh, that's for you to decide. Just anything that you wouldn't normally eat.
So I have to take the parameters of my existence.
Uh-huh.
Kind of cookie cut that, and then take everything else.
Given to one of our lucky listeners.
Everything else is fair game for me.
Uh-huh. And you can do anything you want with that space, which, again, is a locked attic.
Okay, so I can't travel the world, because that's one thing that my life kind of restricts me from sometimes with having to work.
No, but I do have a CD-ROM that has a bunch of pictures and sort of video clips from all over the world, like exotic animals and stuff, and so that's sort of the same.
Okay, well, I guess I'll work on. We'll troubleshoot it when the time comes. So when is this contest?
It's right now. It's this episode is a promo for.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When is the deadline?
Give me your
lifer. Apply.
I would say by the end of this episode, because I'm gonna forget about it after we're done.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, I guess.
And then I might remember it next week when I show up and the person is taking your place on the podcast.
Oh, right.
But by week 2 or 3, I'm going to be like, oh, this is just how it always was. And my memories of us as children or any of that is going to sort of very quickly change to be like, no, it was always them.
Yeah, no, you're very adaptable in that sense.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll look forward to that. Anyways, that's our producer Cameron. Also with us is Digital in the House. Digital in the House.
I'm alive but in the same king's hand, hoping that you can take my hand, growing inside this barren land, hoping that you can take my hand. If love is real, I gotta know. I've planted the seeds and watched them grow. I gotta know your heart's the soil in which I sow.
And later, Cameron tells me we can expect a special guest.
That's right, Dr. London.
Yeah, great. So before we move on, I would like to go ahead and address a bit of listener feedback. So this note, I think this note came from...
Let me just say this right now, though.
Okay.
If you've ever sent in listener feedback, you are not eligible for the Dr. London prize.
Okay.
Because it would be too contradictory, because then what if then they take your place and end up answering their own question?
That's frustrating, yeah.
And 2 people can't exist in 2 different, or 1 person can't exist in 2 spaces at the same time. And so it would cause a paradox.
You're concerned about the time travel aspects.
Well, it's just how is this person answering a question that they wrote?
Or dimensional existences. Yeah. Okay, and
if you're taking over someone's life, you have to be fully committed, and to be sort of zapped out of it by reading your own letter and then remembering for that split second, wait, I'm not Dr. London. I'm the guy who wrote this letter.
Yeah, it would
that would cause trauma, Dr. London. People would lose their minds.
Sure. Okay. Okay. So you know what? I won't say who this listener feedback is from. Maybe that'll help. Okay.
I'm not saying anything has to change. I'm just saying right now, if you've ever sent in listener feedback, you're not winning this prize.
Okay. So the note reads, quote, "Babies aren't just for Christmas, you know," end quote. Okay. So I guess that was more advice for us. I didn't think of babies as being so much of a Christmas themed entity.
Yeah, I mean, babies are a very holiday specific thing. But I think what this person is saying is like, hey, why do we just wait until Christmas to have our babies? Why not expand this out to a full year thing? I disagree with that. I think, let's keep the holidays traditional and make the holidays the holidays.
Yes.
Okay. Because a lot of people, choose to have, well, I'm sorry, do you mean have the baby at Christmas or conceive at Christmas? Because this, I believe, is the debate.
Have the baby on Christmas Day like everyone does.
Yes.
No, for me, I want conception.
Again, it's a holiday tradition.
No, not in my family. You grew up differently. So in my family, it is, you conceive on Christmas.
Oh, and these are the different traditions that Americans have, and it differs from family to family and legend to legend sometimes, Dr.
And if you're listening from, if you're from another country and this podcast is how you're learning about America, then, listen up, because once again, every American, this is the policy. They're either
conceiving their kid on Christmas or having their kid on Christmas. But it sounds like this listener is saying, why can't we expand this out to the rest of the year? It's like eggnog. Why is that just a Christmas thing? And the answer is because it's tradition. Like, and you just do tradition without asking.
It's not unlike, like eggnog. I don't have a problem with it only being around once a year. It's fine.
Yeah. It's just what you do. Well, I mean, it's like using the bathroom in that like seat thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know that like porcelain seat or whatever that they put in bathrooms?
Whether you use a seat?
It's like a chair?
Yeah. Oh, no, for me, it's you mean you put the seat up and then sit down? You put all the seats up and then sit down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that little chair. Why do we do that? It's because it's tradition. Because our ancestors have always done that. And so we continue that practice today of sitting on that little porcelain chair
the ridge
in the bathroom.
Okay, so anyway, to that listener, thank you for listening. If you have any, questions, or I guess, and this is the rare occasion where it was more like input and more of an opinion, but if you have any of that, let us know. We're at Jock Podcast on social media. So go ahead and hit us up, let us know. And thank you for listening. Now for today's medical topic, peptic ulcer disease. Peptic ulcer disease is a disease involving some ulcers in the intestinal tract. That includes duodenal ulcers and gastric ulcer disease. So the name peptic ulcer disease is a misnomer. It's actually based on the mistaken belief that the conditions were caused by the protein digesting enzyme known as pepsin. The real causes of peptic.
So it's really just it's sort of like a case study in how wrong doctors are. That doctors can believe something so strongly that they'll name it one way, and it turns out to be something completely different.
Yeah, I mean it is an example of how we thought something worked a certain way before, and then more information becomes available, more data, and then we say, okay, well that was incorrect. We're going to correct it now. So.
Yeah, and so when you hear doctors say, oh, you have to inject this to prevent this or whatever, just know their opinion on that might change pretty quickly. So I think it's best to just sort of wait.
Well, I'd say we could probably just stick with the data that we have, and then you adjust as time goes on. That'd be that.
Oh yeah, like the data that Galileo thought his people who didn't like him, the data they had that was wrong, and then he proved it that they were wrong. So like that data, doctor.
Yeah, you're talking about whenever the religious organizations told him to stop and then stop looking at space or whatever, and he said, "No, space is real."
Well, he gave him a middle finger, and he said, "No, I do believe that space is out there."
Well, no,
I definitely think that you can look and see it, and they just refused to look up and even see that there was stuff in the sky.
If I'm not mistaken, historically, Galileo actually did say, "Never mind, I recant my statements about space being up there or whatever." And then, like, kind of quietly to himself said, but it is actually there. Sorry to call you out on this.
Oh, he was a
but
coward.
Historically, this is how it happened.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was a coward. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, continue on with your medical lesson.
So, as I said, the name Peptic Ulcer Disease is a misnomer based on the mistaken belief that the conditions were caused by the protein-digesting enzyme known as pepsin. The real causes of Peptic Ulcer Disease include H. pylori infection, and that's the most common cause. The second most common cause is the use of NSAIDs like ibuprofen due to their effect in inhibiting the production of the protective mucus barrier on the stomach. Other causes of peptic ulcer disease include burns, head trauma, Crohn's disease, gastric cancer, and gastronoma. Clinically,
or maybe not, right?
Because it was different.
Because of it was wrong.
Yeah, the pathophysiology was different from their understanding. So clinically, peptic ulcer disease presents with recurrent episodes of epigastric pain that is described as dull, sore, and gnawing. Although the most common cause of...
And again, or does it? And I can sort of just say this about everything you're saying over and over again, which I might do. I haven't really decided yet.
No, it's good together we're having those talk, I guess. I'm glad that you're being open about it.
I'm just saying, Dr. London, is just that you say a lot of things on the show about do this and don't do that. And now, 131 episodes in, you're coming in and saying... actually, all of this stuff might accidentally be wrong. And I'm like Galileo, and I'm a coward, and actually the church is right.
Okay, so although the most common cause of upper gastrointestinal bleeding is peptic ulcer disease, the majority of those ulcers do not bleed. So it's the most common cause of bleeding, but... Or
do they? Again. See, this is...
But usually...
you can sort of just say that for anything.
Yeah, no, I feel like you made that point already. So... tenderness and vomiting are unusual in peptic ulcer disease, so that's something to bear in mind in a given patient. You cannot diagnose peptic ulcer disease without endoscopy or barium studies. The most accurate test to distinguish between...
And then, or can you? I would say I probably could.
So the most accurate test to distinguish...
Isn't a diagnosis... Does it have to be accurate to be a diagnosis? I feel like I could diagnose anyone with any reason I want.
Technically, that is technically accurate, I think.
So then to say you can only diagnose this person if you do a whatever or whatever. I mean, Dr. Lennon, you're lying right now. You're already wrong within this disease whose whole purpose is to show how wrong doctors are.
Right. So within the field of medicine, this is talking to other medical professionals specifically. Maybe I should have clarified that from the beginning. I'm telling all of you, presumably medical students, how to do this. Uh-huh. So I'm not actually trying to, speak to producers, podcast producers, So you're actually not our target audience, producer Cameron.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm just saying I can diagnose anyone I want.
Yeah,
I guess any reason, and you're wrong.
Yeah, you could. Okay. So, the most accurate test to distinguish between duodenal ulcer and gastric ulcer is upper endoscopy. There are other tests such as serology, breath testing, or stool antigen detection, but it's important to note that cancer is present in 4% of those with gastric ulcers. And once again, you can only detect gastric cancer or gastric ulcers using endoscopy. You have to... That's why we do it, is because 4% can be cancer. So
no. That's the preferred way to diagnose someone, but you don't have to do that to diagnose them.
Yeah, well, I guess
That's your favorite. Just say this is my favorite way to diagnose someone. Don't say...
This is the...
Oh, well, you can't do it any other way.
Standardized accepted method within the medical field. Yeah.
And that's just one theory. The medical field is one theory about medicine.
So the most accurate test for H. pylori, which, remember, is the most common cause of peptic ulcer disease, is with biopsy during upper endoscopy. So treatment for peptic ulcer disease depends on a few factors. In the majority of cases,
Or does it?
Proton pump inhibitors are effective, but peptic ulcer disease will recur unless that H. pylori is eradicated. So you're dealing with the
Or will
bacteria.
it?
So H. pylori specifically, you should use proton pump inhibitors plus 2 antibiotics. That's the preferred treatments.
Or 3 or 4? Don't know. No way to know.
Specifically with clarithromycin and amoxicillin. If patients have a penicillin allergy, you're going to use proton pump inhibitors, and clarithromycin and metronidazole. If there's no response to these, levofloxacin or tetracycline are alternative antibiotics. Then you retest with stool antigen or breath test 30 to 60 days after that therapy to confirm the eradication of Helicobacter pylori. And then
Or maybe you don't.
Yeah, well, and then repeat endoscopy for those with gastric ulcer to exclude cancer as a reason for not getting better.
If that is your preferred way to diagnose someone.
And
If, like me, you just kind of wing it and you kind of go with a gut feeling, you don't need to do all that sort of fancy
when your gut feeling is
procedure.
a disease. Anyway, so treatment failure most often stems from bacterial resistance, non-adherence to medication, or the use of tobacco, alcohol, or NSAIDs, which, once again, that's an example of those would be ibuprofen. Anyway, that's sort of how you would diagnose, manage, treat peptic ulcer disease.
Or maybe it's not.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe it's not how you
I guess we're
manage
gonna
it.
leave that window wide open for just in case. All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. London.
Wow. Okay. So hello there. My name is drlondonsmith.com, and this is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
My name is Brad Crypto.
Brad Crypto. Is that your real name?
Yeah, I had it changed when I was 17 after I made $1 billion on various crypto investments that I made.
Oh, so you're like a coin trader guy, like a crypto trader guy.
Yes, I only traded once, which was when I was 16. I bought $25 worth of Bitcoin to buy some weed, smoked too much, and in a genius move of foresight, left $12 of Bitcoin left in my wallet.
Oh, wow.
And that was the only time I traded, and that became $1 billion later.
Wow, so you only spent $13 on weed? That's a good price.
Yeah, it was not that great weed, but now I could afford a lot of weed
Oh, the quality.
because I'm a billionaire.
Wow.
Wow.
And is that...
Yeah.
go ahead, Dr. London.
Well, this is one thing that I've, you hear a lot of sort of the lifestyles of billionaires. And one of the things that you always hear is that they can really afford the good marijuana. That cannabis it's very accessible to them a lot of times. And how rare that is. Yeah.
All my plants on my property, 50 acres of it, is all smokable.
Oh, wow. And do they all get you high, or is it just you can smoke them if you wanted?
Some of them just feels really, really bad. It won't make you throw up, but it's smokable.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just, you mean you have that sounds like you're describing plants at a certain point. Just plant,
Just
like
trees,
they can burn.
yeah. Just
They create smoke.
And you call them plants. I'm call them potential smoke things.
oh wow.
Okay, this must be the vocabulary
This is the
of billionaire.
billionaire
I'm sorry.
stuff that we don't know anything.
Oh yeah,
about.
yeah.
So,
Potential smoke things is a trademarked phrase now, owned by me.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down then. Okay.
Oh, don't write it down.
Potential
Otherwise, you might get a.
I will
conviction.
own that piece of paper.
London.
I will
Don't-
own that piece
yes,
of paper.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
you
mind.
don't write that down at all. But Brad, I want to hear. I want to hear your story. I mean, you became a billionaire from this early Bitcoin investment. What are you doing now? I see you've got your nice blazer on. I mean, are you like a like a business guy? Are you one of these like crypto influencer guys now?
Yeah, I just like to make sure everybody understands the secret to success, which I dole out in 15 equal separate payments of $9.99.
Wow.
I go to Instagram.
You dole them out in payments?
Oh yeah, I pay people to
The
watch my
advice?
videos. That is the only way people will look at it. But I consider a lost leader. That's what business people call it.
You consider yourself to be the lost leader in this instance?
Oh, my course. And eventually the money will come back because that's how it's always worked for me.
Right. Yes, because you had put the $12 in your Bitcoin wallet years ago and became a billionaire off of it.
The more I get high and I spend money and put money somewhere, it comes back to me almost magically a million times more.
Oh, wow. Where
I just don't know why other people aren't doing this.
Yeah, where have you been putting your money lately? You say you put it in places?
Yeah, I put it under my bed once.
Oh, wow.
And the next day, it was more money. I don't know why.
Could it be because, in daylight you could see more, and maybe you couldn't see as much at night?
Could it just be that you smoked too much and you really did just put all that under your bed?
Could be.
Wow.
Could be. I only remember 4 hours of each day.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And that's, again, just the life of a billionaire.
This is the life of a billionaire. You live longer this way.
I guess there's always this chase, often with billionaires, for the fountain of youth. And so for you, I guess...
Here's a deal. Most people are asleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life.
Oh, wow.
Because math, right? I only sleep 1 hour a day by use of many, many drugs, which means I get 7 more hours every day than you.
Wow. But you don't remember the 7 hours or most of the other ones either.
But I know I'm getting more out of a day than most people. I just don't know why other people aren't doing this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like, I've been trying to get into the crypto space. I mean, DJ Dylan has been giving us, we talked about it on a Patreon episode recently, but DJ Dylan's been giving us Dylan coins quite a bit lately.
Yes.
Which you can see, I've got a couple over here. It does look exactly like a pineapple that's been sitting out for
really
a few weeks.
Yeah.
But so I've got one of these, and so this is the first Dylan coin that he gave me. But I don't know what to do with it. I mean, how do I turn this bad boy into $1 billion like you did?
Ask yourself this: do you have more Dylan coins than you realize?
Ooh, that Dylan.
Were you completely lucid when you did this transaction with Dylan?
So Cameron historically has not been lucid before. So that question alone
Cameron, I think you're on your way to success.
Honestly, just talking to DJ Dylan trips me out. I trip on that.
That sounds great. I think Dylan.
I start hallucinating and seeing things and get sick to my stomach anytime we talk.
You keep people in your inner circle that way. You become the average of your inner circle. And if you only keep Dylan around you, you will become Dylan and you will become a billionaire.
Oh, okay. Becoming Dylan is like what I want to be doing. Okay. That does sound pretty good. Yeah.
He sounds like a cool guy.
Yeah, for me, I have started to wear a gas mask around Dylan because I was having some reactions as well. I don't know if he sprays something or what, but
I don't know. I love it. It's great.
I mean, a lot of podcasts have DJs, of course. A lot of shows have DJs. I guess this is one of those kind of behind the scenes stuff that they don't always leak to the viewer, the listener. But yeah, for our podcast, there do appear to be hallucinogens and just potential straight up poisons dispersed by the DJ.
Yeah, we're getting blasted by Dylan is basically what
and
it comes down to.
I didn't ask for it, and I
aspire to people like Dylan, and that's partly the reason why I'm here. Is my son, Ethereum, is
okay. His name is Ethereum.
His name is Ethereum, and he has kind of he's 16 years old. He's in school, the same age where I made my billions. And I'm afraid he's gone off the path. He's started to.
He's not picking up he's not pulling up his bootstraps and working.
No,
like you
he
did.
is. He wants to go to medical school to become a doctor, like a complete loser.
Okay. Yeah. How old do you say he is?
16.
16. Okay. So.
He's getting straight A's like an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Just a waste of time.
Okay.
He should be, putting weed money into a virtual
Yeah, and
wallet.
he has friends. He goes to school every day. He's nurturing these friendships, making connections that last a lifetime like a complete idiot.
Wow. Honestly, though, Dr. London is one of those friend guys, too. He has like three or four friends.
I hate to kind of be thrown under the bus here, but yeah, no, I've made a few friends before, and they do last because I'm a little bit picky about it, and I try to have these. And I did also.
You're obsessed with having.
Wow. I knew people like you when I was growing up, and you know where they ended up? They ended up joining the Peace Corps. They ended up writing a book. Like it's none of them have private jets. Believe it or not.
Frustrating.
And I've got 3 made out of ivory.
And
oh wow.
Why? This might be a poor person question, but
well, every question we ask is a poor person question.
But and I'm sorry to bother you with it, but I understand the need for the first 2, but why the 3rd private plane?
One for me, one for when I want to have another plane fly into other directions so we can meet up on the other side of the world. I am a
race.
I am a round earther, believe it or not, and
okay.
And then another one just for backup. Sometimes
I guess that answers the question.
Sometimes these planes get lost.
I'm sorry to interrupt here, but I have heard about this theory on the internet. You said you were a round.
I'm a round earther.
So you don't believe in the flat world that the rest of us believe?
No.
The Earth is just a flat rectangle, and that everything just sort of revolves around that.
No. Unfortunately, that isn't true. I've been doing my research. Okay,
well,
I would get high and I would throw a ball up in the sky and it will not land exactly where I stood. And I have a perfect throwing arm. I know this because all my friends tell me this. So it should come back down exactly where I threw it. So that at least proves that the Earth is moving, right? And then you add more.
When you say that all your friends say it, by friends, do you mean your hired staff?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I just want to clarify that point because because my friends tell me pretty straight up, like you throw as if you were just a tree, like you can't throw at all. You
need to buy better friends. I could show you a place. You name your price, and we'll get you the best bang for your buck friend.
Okay, like for like a year commitment, I could maybe swing $6-7. I want to say $6. Really, is about the max.
$6 a year. $6 a year.
Yeah, can that get like 6 friends, or is that...
No. That's going to get you a guy who will hold your place in line at Chipotle for 5 minutes. That's
Oh.
about as much as you could expect for $6.
But think about how much you could use something like that, especially if you're doing a year plan. I mean,
Yeah.
I think about how often
Okay.
I'm standing in line at Chipotle,
Mhm.
and to just knock 5 minutes off of that would be so helpful.
It'll be worth at least $6. It'll be worth maybe $2 or no, $20. And you get it for $6.14. That's a profit.
Oh,
Friends are made for profits.
Then you're making money at that point. Okay.
Oh yeah. Every one of my friends makes me money.
You mean makes money from you?
Oh yes. It's a loss leader.
Yeah, your
I
friends
just
are a
I
loss
just have
leader.
faith that these people will eventually multiply my investment into them.
Yeah. So I guess that does bring up a question because I have, seen some headlines about you. I read you come up in the news once in a while just because, you
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of are, I guess, innovative in a sense with how you spend your money.
Well,
so-
you bought the White House, not
Yes.
the presidency, but the deed to the building.
Oh yeah. It was very cheap. Again,
Yeah.
another thing that people should just do, but they didn't, so it's mine now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, and so there's that, but that does lead to a point. Whenever you say that was cheap, you've been and this may be just the terminology of the media, and they're all skewed, whatever. But what I read is that you've just had record losses, like amazing losses with your investments.
I call those record investment velocity.
Oh.
Okay, and the velocity would be in the downward direction, though, right?
Yeah. Have you ever seen a bungee jump? Have you ever done a bungee jump?
No.
Okay. Well,
definitely-
how a bungee jump works
Okay.
is when you jump down,
Okay. I'm
the whole
following.
point is for you to feel the rush going up. And to do that, you need to first
Okay.
jump down.
Oh, this is
Okay.
very. So I have not done that form of bungee jumping. I have done reverse bungee jumping, which is where you attach a bungee to the ground and then you jump as high as you can.
Mhm.
But I think I can kind of picture what you're talking about.
Wow. See, Cameron, that is a Dylan idea.
This
That
is
is-
this is Dylan's idea. Yeah, he's got the whole rig set up and everything.
Wow. This Dylan guy, I just need to meet this guy. He knows how to make the money.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's right over there. Say hi, Dylan.
Hey man, how's it going? Nice to meet you.
I wouldn't address him
Wow.
directly though too much. He doesn't like that or
No, don't look him in the eyes or anything
no,
like that.
please.
Oh,
and
I respect that. I respect
Yeah.
that. That is
Well,
that
you'll
is-
start tripping out on Dylan immediately if you
Yeah,
make
it's-
eye contact.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know how he does it because it's like Cameron said, like it is eye contact as well. That can do it.
It's like
Um,
it's almost like the snake in the Jungle Book.
Mm-hmm. It is a lot. yeah.
The what?
Oh, this is
This is just one thing that billionaires probably wouldn't. So
poor
us
culture.
poor people.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can't watch the newest movies while hanging out with celebrities or whatever. We
No.
have to watch
No.
old
Well, no.
movies.
No. You said 3 words. The
Uh-huh.
I understand.
Okay.
Jungle Book.
Okay. Well, so book. Yeah. We can each field one of these, Cameron. If that-
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to do jungle first? I guess I should, since that came first.
Jungle is a place where tigers live and bears and snakes and a little boy.
In an urban jungle, that's going to be very similar, but there's going to be like the construction going on.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the jungle. It can have lions and cheetahs and
So it's like one of my friends' backyards.
Oh, because
Right.
it's so much of a construction zone back there.
No. He's got a lion, a little boy, and
Oh, okay.
in,
Yeah.
in a cage. So that's a jungle. Got it. Book.
Okay, so book. That's gonna be hard to explain. Okay, so
Thick magazine.
have you ever?
It's a thick magazine.
Oh, like a gun.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, close. Well, that's so have you seen a business card before? Okay, no, sorry, a gun. Yeah, it's like a gun. It's
like a gun. Okay.
Have you ever? Well, how about have you ever read Elon Musk's Twitter?
Oh, no. But the friend I was talking about, that's his backyard.
Oh,
It's got a lion.
tiger
It's
guy,
got
okay.
some little boy in a cage, and it's got a bunch of guns.
okay.
that sounds right. And it was in Austin.
Yeah.
This is his
Yes.
new place in
Yes.
Austin.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so you guys watched a documentary on his backyard?
Okay, so you do know documentary. That's gonna be helpful. So this is, but yeah, it's. I want to say it's like a documentary.
You know what? I'm honestly comfortable saying The Jungle Book is basically the story of Elon Musk's kid living in a cage in the backyard.
Okay.
I would say that is not that
To my
far.
knowledge,
off.
I haven't seen either of those in a while. Neither the Jungle Book nor Elon Musk's Backyard. So
Oh well, it's
I'm
the
actually
same
feeling
thing. It's the same thing.
disqualified.
Right.
That's what we clarified. It's the same
Okay.
thing. Oh, great.
Um,
Yeah. So yeah, it's a great movie.
Okay.
I've been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been to the movie. Okay. Yeah, I guess that clarifies that. So, I'm sorry.
But so what are we going to do about getting your son
Oh, yes.
like on the right path to, do the right thing and accidentally leave crypto in a wallet when you bought weed and got too high?
I don't know. He just doesn't take enough chances. I think he doesn't even drink. He's lame.
Oh,
I keep on
What kind of music does he listen to?
jazz.
Oh no, that's so smart and nerdy.
And he nerds out about these chord progressions. He makes me sick. His sister.
Yeah.
His sister. I just keep on telling Ethereum, hey, you should be more like your sister Bugatti.
Mhm.
Million followers on TikTok, right?
Wow.
She's got brand partnerships. She's not allowed to have an opinion on anything unless it's approved by Nestle. She's living the life. She's 14 years old.
Yeah.
16 years old, getting straight A's, likes jazz, wants to become a doctor. I just don't.
He could probably post anything he wants because it doesn't get approved by any company, right?
Oh yeah. And if she wants to, if Bugatti wants to go on a vacation, Nestle pays for it. And if Bugatti doesn't want to go to vacation, she still needs to go. Hey, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
On vacation. Yeah.
Well, and the vacation is mostly going to be spent like taking the same picture like 300 times.
Oh yeah, you need a backlog.
Well, you got to get the perfect shot for your TikTok and your Instagram or whatever. So just
And you have to
taking the
post-
same video over and over and over again until you get it right, and then you go home.
Post a few of
and
them.
That's vacation.
You gotta.
Post some of those labeled as draft, but still
Oh,
post.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. That's how
Yeah.
you make the real money in this world. Not becoming a doctor.
Mhm.
So I mean,
It's-
Dr. London, maybe you can talk him out of it. Maybe you can tell
Well,
his
yeah.
son,
it takes
Ethereum,
it takes 6-7 months to become a doctor. Like that, a lot of work.
I
it took
honestly,
London a
like-
year and a half.
yeah, almost.
Oh wow,
A
year and a half.
yeah. So people. I recently learned about I didn't even know the term for it, but I did a speed run of medical school. So
Yeah.
Okay, that's
the idea was-
that's a content type. I like that.
Yeah. So I did a speed run, and the trick was that so every part of it, I kind of just, I tried to speed read through, and for this method, I did, just kind of petitioned, made sure that I could skip the exams.
I was about to say no cheats or cheats allowed.
Well, it just, no, cheats were allowed, but the cheats were that I didn't take any tests.
I like that.
Oh, okay.
No
I like
exams.
that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I didn't have to go through the headache of whatever. But I had to sit through a lot of classes.
Maybe you could
do
yeah,
other
tell,
stuff.
So maybe you could tell your son to just stop taking tests, or maybe ground him from taking tests in general. That will lower his grades and set him on the path of a crypto billionaire.
Or give him passing grades just if he hacks it right. Because like I did great. I didn't fail anything because there were no tests.
I don't know.
So
my friend tried to get their kid into USC by paying some friends, and that didn't really.
Is that U.S. Canada? What does the C stand for?
Universities of
okay.
School
South Carolina
or something.
Sporadic.
And there's a whole scandal about it because they got caught like they're idiots. And to what extent? To what end?
Okay.
You know, after
Yeah, like you're going to spend all this money to send your kid to smart school rather than just sticking it in a wallet.
Yeah, it's like cheating to get something that nobody wants. That is the stupidest thing
that's frustrating.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Dr. London, can you also maybe you can just talk about real quick how shitty it is to be a doctor and everyone hates you and you're not even really doing anything because it could be wrong, just like that one disease?
Yeah, peptic ulcer disease. Yeah, thank you. So it can be frustrating to be a physician, in part because people do seem to think that they know better. Yeah, they well, a lot of people, particularly these days, you know, like Bitcoin shot up, opinion of doctors' opinions has shot down, and people's opinions of their own opinions have shot up. And so if you trace the graph, then it's a rough time to have a doctor's opinion right now.
Do you have
That's like a Freakonomics thing.
Do you have a coin?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a doc coin?
I have 1.75 Dylan coin.
Yeah. So he's on the Dylan coin train. I really think it's about to pop
You're on
off.
a good path.
Yeah, I was an early investor as well.
And do you have yours with you, Dr. London?
It's not like I'd have to gather it up.
Oh, it's kind of is it decomposing, and so you've got to like get all the bits together.
Yeah, my investments. I have to use a broom at this point, or a mop maybe. But it's you know, I'm looking forward to the payoff. Although DJ Dylan said like it's already paying off now, so that's good.
That's good.
That's a relief. Yeah.
Brad, what's the next coin that we need to like get into? What's the next big thing that I can put all this money into?
Tungsten cubes.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen these, the like heavy pure cubes or whatever that people are selling for like way more expensive than it was a year ago or whatever.
It's just amazing. It's amazing, crazy. I have a bunch of them. I accidentally bought a quarry of tungsten. And all I have to do is cut them up into cubes, and again, it makes a lot of money. I just keep on running into these.
Oh, you're the one
situations.
selling these tungsten cubes. That's why you want people to invest in it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It's a very, very lucrative business.
Oh, I imagine so. Yeah.
No, you keep saying it's lucrative, but you know, like at your level and the companies you're involved with, your filings are made public, and so it's just kind of one of these things where I guess once again maybe I just don't understand because I'm
you don't understand loss leaders, Dr. London.
Yeah, but
you don't.
The headlines
sounds like the tungsten
saying,
cubes are maybe the most successful of the loss leaders, right? Yeah.
Oh, it pays off everything else. So I just need to spend this money again. I just have more than I have really to spend.
So, I mean, last week's
it's really annoying.
Last week's headline read, "Billionaire loses trillions," and I just,
I envy that man.
No, well, it was you. Is
what?
Yeah, like
it's. Good job, Brad. He does it again. That's great.
I just feel like
you don't. Again, Dr. London, you don't get the loss leader stuff. It's good that his company's lost trillions of dollars. Because then that will lead them. Well, and also think about it. You lost $13 when you put that weed money or into someone else's wallet to buy that weed.
When you got weed.
I didn't even remember it.
And so you lost that money, and yet you gained $1 billion. So, Dr. London,
trillion.
Yeah, do you not get that science?
13 became a billion. Trillion becomes what? More money than the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least $1 billion.
Once again, I don't live your life, your lifestyle. I don't know. I only know, my sort of take on Freakonomics, which would be the opinion of doctors versus the layman. So like, I get.
I mean, Dr. London, when you're rich, money becomes sort of fake, right? Like it's like how Kanye West can be at $50 million in debt one year and then a billionaire the next year. You just kind of whatever.
Yeah, I know, and I guess
it's mostly vibes, honestly. Like once you get to a certain level of income, you just can never become poor because of your rich vibes.
The more zeros you have, negative or positive, it becomes whatever amount you want. If you lose $1 trillion, so many people are depending on you to make back even a little, and they give you billions more. It's amazing.
Okay, you know what? This is the tech savvy stuff. I'm not.
Well, this is the stuff you're not going to know because you had your nose in medical books.
Yeah. All
growing up. This is another reason. Do not become a doctor. You're not going to know things like it's good that Kanye West was $50 million in debt and then became a billionaire somehow just by moving money around.
The bungee jump, and like the way you're living, it's not the way you get Lambos. It's plural.
Okay,
that's a way of getting Ford Focus. One.
Are these other children of yours?
Oh yes, they're my Pomeranians.
Oh
wow,
your children. Yeah,
those must be really expensive, right?
Oh yeah, pure. They are the first Pomeranians.
Oh wow!
Did they have to be dug up?
Oh, they're mummified.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So and one is
that is as pure as you can get.
One is named Ford Focus, the mummified.
Oh no! Ford Focus is my buddy's cat, and it's not really pure. It's just a poorly named cat.
Okay.
Whereas Lambo 1, 2, and 3 are just pure Pomeranians.
Wow.
Mummified. Okay.
Mummified.
And is that something I could invest in, Pomeranians? Will that turn around? Will I get a good
I bought all three.
I
bought all three. You gotta find your Pomeranian. Just find it within yourself to have a lot of people come to you and volunteer their rare goods. I think it's just pick the one that you want.
I think it's this Dylan coin. I think we've actually got it.
Go
all in. Go all in.
Dylan coin is our Pomeranian.
Yeah, it's just I am all in. I spent a lot on.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. That is my philosophy. Just go all in, 100% commitment.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And it will always give you a return because that's how it worked for me.
Because that $25 you put in, that was all you had.
That was all I had. That was all I had.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you took the risk, put it in a wallet, you spent 13 of it on weed, and then you forgot about 12 of it. And those are the kind of risks that I want to be taking. You're inspired.
You gotta have the balls to go all in and forget about half of your investment.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. I hope your son is listening to this and learning some of these lessons.
Yeah, Ethereum needs to perk up those ears.
He wants to start a Roth IRA.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't even know what that is.
I don't even know. Yeah, it just sounds like it's deal to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, I'm capped at $6,000, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You haven't
How do
even
you
heard-
go
and it's-
all in with that?
It must be really hard to have a son so dweeby. I'm really, really sorry.
It's really shitty.
Yeah, I'm sorry to like put you in such a bad mood there. Parenting is tough.
It is.
You know.
It's really tough.
And especially teenagers, these teens.
Yeah.
They're all rebellious. You know,
When I was
Well,
his
it's
age,
TikTok.
when I was his age, I was so stupid. Nobody at school listened to me. And now that I'm filthy rich,
Mhm.
I'm still stupid, but everybody listens to me.
Yeah. Well, you can pay people to listen to you. It
Yeah.
sounds like that's what your friends, you're just
Yeah.
kind of paying them to listen to you.
So the stupidity part, the intelligence part, is a complete and utter
Dead-
red herring.
Dead-
Nobody
dead
cares
end.
about that part.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. They care about the money.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Can I have some
What?
money?
What did you say?
Can I have some money,
Of course.
Oh,
please? Oh, nice.
How are you going to spend it, though? How are you going to spend it?
I was going to invest in some more Dylan coins.
All in?
Everything that you give me, yeah.
It's a deal.
Wow.
So how much Dylan coin money are you going to give me?
I don't know. What do you want to start at? It'll be monthly. I'll just give you whatever.
Like a million, like a million a month.
Million what?
A million,
Yen.
I guess. A million yen worth of Dylan coins, I guess.
All right. Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
just
We got to look
You
up how
do
much
have
that
to-
is.
you'll have
Oh.
to. Yeah, I don't know the conversion rate, but
I'm,
you will have
I'm
to.
I'm just assuming it's less than $1 trillion.
And you'll have
Nice.
to
don't
call
know.
Dylan directly every
Mhm.
month to handle that.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
he only takes cash. He doesn't. There's no like digital way to do it. But he'll do that. He'll give you the pineapple-looking coin, Dylan coin,
Yeah.
and then you can just drop it off at my house.
Brad Crypto will give anybody $1 million yen worth of Dylan coin monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're so generous.
That's a nice pledge.
Oh no! This is an investment. You will. The money will come back to me. For sure.
I don't know if
Oh,
that's. I mean, granted,
Like-
once again, I don't have. I haven't had the success that you've had financially. So
You're thinking like a poor guy, Dr. London. Sorry.
yeah.
You got a bungee jump. You got to go for it.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've covered a lot of ground here, but
Mm-hmm.
we have to, and I know that this is probably way outside of your sort of realm, but we have chores to do, us poors, and maybe you could
Oof.
step into our shoes a little bit and kind of experience it. Like,
Okay, I could do some role playing.
Yeah.
I could do the improv.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
I am a poor person with chores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll get into character. It's easy.
All right.
All right.
Cameron, you want to?
Yeah, if you want to maybe imagine like an old crone on the ground sweeping up the glass that she just dropped. That's something that like poor people do a lot.
Okay. All right. Mm.
Do you want me to explain what the chore wheel
Yeah.
is?
Yeah. If you could explain.
So Dr. London and I have unfortunately been neglecting pretty much every task we have on our to-do list, and it's gotten really, really long. So to break it up a bit, we built a chore wheel, and we spin it every single week.
Oh,
whenever it
but
lands on.
wheels need gas to power, and the gas prices are so high, I can't spin that.
Oh, is this like an impression of your nerd ass son?
That's what poor people sound like. They're always complaining.
Yeah. No, that
Wow.
is.
Complaining
That's
about
very
gas
spot on.
prices.
Every single week, we spin this big old wheel, and whatever it lands on, that is the chore that we do. So, Brad, would you do us a favor? Would you go ahead and spin that bad boy for us?
Oh, I will do a favor for you for free. I'm so poor.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to pay us to spin the wheel?
I really would love to. Is that allowed?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you look at
If
your
you-
depth here.
Yeah, if you want to just go ahead and give DJ Dylan a million yen so we can get some of those
All
Dylan
right,
coins
I'll
later.
just send it to you via app. All right.
No, Dylan's not
Oh, he
plugged
does-
in that
no.
way. Yeah, you gotta.
No, this is
gotta be
crypto.
physical.
Crypto. So
This is
it doesn't.
crypto coin. Yeah, you gotta
Thank
physically
God.
get
Thank
that.
God. I did not want to do any favors, tonight. But I'm a method actor. I had to commit to the bit, but I can't do that. I'm so happy you gave me this escape. I'll pay whatever.
Go ahead and just
So I
climb
guess-
up that ladder and give that bad boy a spin.
Yep.
Are you talking to me now?
Oh no, to Brad.
No, because Brad,
Alright.
okay, right.
He paid us for the privilege of spinning the wheel.
Oh, spinning
Yeah.
it.
Now that I paid
right.
you, I feel in control.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll go ahead and you'll still do it, I guess. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I will.
Here's
I
a
will
spin.
do it. Oh yeah, I
Okay.
will do it for sure. Charlie, $1 million yen per month. Spin that wheel. I'm doing it right now. Not this.
And this is how
Okay.
billionaires do it. And there it goes.
Oh, that was a good spin. Ah.
Not this.
Really?
What did what did I
No,
spin?
it was a good, hey, it was a good spin. I just what it landed on isn't
Yeah, it costs.
what I would
Oh.
do. So this I'll go ahead and read it off. So it's the holidays, whatever, and it's getting colder. So the mayor, and I know you probably have dealt with these issues with like local tax stuff, whatever. The mayor's been on to us about sharing this. He's searching for the perfect hot cocoa recipe for staying warm in the winter.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And we have to come up with one. Not just one, but the best one. So, and it's the specific wording is share your perfect hot cocoa recipe.
Okay, so maybe we can each give what our hot cocoa recipe is.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah.
has like 3 to choose from.
Yeah.
Sure.
No. I know a good recipe. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Okay. So you need to take $10,000
Okay.
and
Okay.
send it to Chef Bianca. Okay.
Okay.
And you need to do this 30 minutes in advance of when you want the cocoa. So preparation time 30 minutes. Serves maybe 2,000 to 4,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You send $10,000 to Chef Bianca, and within 30 minutes, she'll have it done. Add more money to taste. Recipe.
Oh, wow. And maybe you could even add more money for someone to bring you the drink.
Oh yeah. Any sort of utensils, any sort of cups. They come with this recipe. The $10,000 is a very versatile ingredient.
Okay. So $10,000 is sort of your recipe for a cup of hot cocoa.
Yeah. And if you want it faster, just increase the amount to taste.
Okay. Cameron, do you have one?
Yeah, I actually have like this is sort of an old family tradition. We've kind of this has been our hot chocolate recipe that my grandmother used to make and my mom used to make. But it's basically you get fresh broccoli, a little onion, a little garlic,
Okay.
and then some chicken broth, some cream, some cheese, and then this broccoli cheese hot chocolate is just so good. And it really puts me in the mood for the holidays, Dr. London.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So we have $10,000, broccoli cheese, hot cocoa. For me, I kind of grew up in the South, so we have a few sort of kind of weird traditions in how we prepare things.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So for us, you'll have the hot cocoa mix. You'll pour that into a cup, and then you'll pour a little bit of water, and then you'll pour one stick of butter in, and then you're gonna go ahead and pour another stick of butter in, and then you're gonna go ahead and pour another stick of butter in, and then you're going to fry that. You put it in the powder or whatever, and then you fry that, and then you're saying like
chicken fry it, like you're saying like cover it in flour and.
It's my mom's recipe. I don't actually know how to make it myself. Like I've seen it, but like, so yes, but I believe you fry it.
You're not just saying, oh, you put it in a skillet like that kind of fry it. You're saying you bread it as well. Is that?
Oh, you bread it. Yeah, yes.
Okay,
yes. Sorry, that's the question. Yeah, you bread it, and then you add another stick of butter on top after you fry it. And then you just nestle it by the fire and.
Okay. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I hadn't realized that these hot cocoa recipes require the assistance of a maternal figure. Cameron, your grandmother to your mother, Dr. London, your mother.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to including your mother, $15,000 is
okay.
That's what mother requires for my time.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's so nice.
It is a loss leader for sure.
Okay.
But do you do that during the holidays? Give her $15,000 to make you a cup of hot cocoa?
Yeah. That's what Bianca, my mother, likes. During the holidays, I tip her a little bit more.
Wow,
okay.
That's really sweet of you.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I don't want to be a Scrooge.
Oh yeah, and it's nice that you tip her just generally at all.
Yeah.
That's a policy.
I think everybody should tip their parents.
Yeah.
How else? Speaking of which, Ethereum hasn't tipped me. He says it's crazy. He says, "You're my dad. You should just be a dad for free." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
free.
I mean, does he know that in America, just like we've built this perfect system where everyone, whenever it comes to a job involving tips, that's a privilege because you can earn more money if you just perform better or look better.
Well, it's free cash. It's free cash, Dr. London.
I asked my son, hey, like, have I ever paid you more than minimum wage? And he says no. And I'm like, that's because your position is a tipping position.
Right.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't get it.
He doesn't
it's a
understand.
job for high schoolers. Yeah.
Yeah. Every position where it pays nothing is a tipping job. That's how the law works.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could pay them nothing.
I think an hour of a human being's life is really only about $2.50 plus tips. $2.50.
I agree.
Tips,
I agree. And I tip my son very well with a food, shelter.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Way more than $2.50 an hour. But
you probably let him go to Elon Musk's backyard and hang out in that cage, right? I'm sure he gets that privilege too.
Yeah, he gets tipped too. That little boy is doing
the cage child.
Yeah, doing well.
Wow, it's this is such a wholesome. We didn't even mention really that we're so close to we're in the holidays now. Like it's all people are just looking for presents, buying up presents. But like it's nice that we weren't so focused on that. We were just on family and sort of learning to appreciate each other as people during the holidays and tipping appropriately.
Yes.
Wow.
Always tip. And always
expect to be tipped.
Yes.
And if your son or whoever doesn't tip you, you have the right to be, pissed off about that.
Oh yeah, of course. I told him, I'll never come back home again if this is how you treat me, the customer.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never coming back here. I've been here for 16 years and now I'm never coming back.
The audacity.
Well, I feel like let's leave those vibes behind. If you wouldn't mind,
Good. Yes.
you, or if you want to tip someone to do it, someone needs to destroy the chore wheel, and it really is kind of a dirty job to destroy it. So if we have to destroy it every week because it changes every week, because we have one chore gone, and it's this we have to rearrange stuff, whatever. Anyway, so if you wouldn't mind destroying it, or however you have to destroy it.
All right. So here's a trick I learned from the poor. All you need to do is call it the middle class. And lo and behold, poor people say it's being crushed and destroyed anyway. So I'm just going to say that Chore Wheel is the middle class. And it should be destroyed on its own.
Yeah, and it look at just as he said that, almost like a magic spell, it starts crushing itself. Wow, I've never seen it do that. It's so fast too. Huh.
Yeah.
It's happening
into a fine powder.
It just gets faster and faster.
Honestly, I feel like the powder it was just ground up into would make a decent hot chocolate. That is a gut thing. I'm just guessing. It just looks like it would, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just a powderized version of the Chore Wheel.
Yeah.
I feel like it would pair well with a few sticks of butter.
For sure.
All right. Well, so that's all done. I feel like we're kind of reaching the end. So, anyway, I guess thank you, Brad Crypto, for coming on, for sharing with us, these business insights, for telling us about your family. Not every billionaire opens up like that. I could tell you're a family man, though I don't know if sometimes the family's a little crazy, everyone's got weird holiday stuff, with their families, but it sounds like you're very close.
It sounds like you've got at least one good kid. Like, yeah, you've got the nerdy ass son, but it sounds like your daughter has got it all figured out.
You can't win them all. Roll the dice, and some kids turn out good, so you spend more money on them.
These are the risks that you're talking about taking. Sometimes you're going to get a good kid. Sometimes you're going to get a bad kid.
Yeah, Bugatti's a good girl.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Aww.
Ethereum, not gonna tip him.
No, piece of garbage. He sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you once again to Brad Crypto for being on. Is there any way for our listeners to keep up with you or anyone you're a fan of after this?
Yeah. Follow Bugatti.
Okay.
I think you could just find her on the internet. You could just type in Bugatti. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple, easy. Okay. All right. Well, thank you once again to Brad Crypto. Thank you to our producer Cameron. Thank you to Digital in the House.
When I was 16, I bought $25 worth of Bitcoin to buy some weed, smoked too much, and in a genius move of foresight, left $12 of Bitcoin left in my wallet, and that became $1 billion later.
The good marijuana. For me, it's the fountain of youth. The good marijuana. For me, it's the fountain of youth. In America, just like we've built this perfect system where
The middle class. It's being crushed and destroyed.
for me, it's the fountain of youth. The lifestyles of
The middle class. being crushed and destroyed. The middle class. It's being crushed and destroyed.